Hello everyone and welcome to a new video from Your Overwatch. I'm Eddie the Chump and today we'll be talking about D.Va. There's a lot of discussion in the community about whether the proposed changes in the PTR will make her too fragile and incapable of fulfilling her role in the game. After having it so good for a while now, D.Va players are concerned and we thought it would be a good idea to give our thoughts on the subject. The first point that we'd like to make is that in our opinion, the only buff she actually ever needed was movement speed while shooting, which she got. Before, when she was used as a spearhead, it was difficult for her to bring her damage to bear on the appropriate target, as in many cases they could just run away quite effectively. Because of that, she could spend a lot of her time being ineffective, but now she can absolutely isolate and remove a specific target. Slower, high-powered DPS heroes, for example, are just eaten up by her. Even when she was considered underpowered, pro teams still saw use with her ability to dive with defense matrix as the tip of the spear as initiation into a fight. She could struggle once the fight got going, sure, but all that was needed to fix that was the ability to move and shoot without being a sitting duck until her boosters came off cooldown again. The move speed while firing buff improved the flow of her character, which is evident in her current build as the pace of using her abilities fits into the game smoothly now. However, in the Ana age, frontline tanks take for granted how undisciplined they're empowered to be. Staying alive as D.Va should take some skill, not just being able to take seemingly endless punishment and get away with it. If we compare her with Winston, for example, we can see that Winston is a bullet sponge with less health and armor, and his bubble is on a much longer cooldown than D.Va's matrix. Winston, even in the Ana age, takes skill to stay alive with. The same should be true of D.Va, but it isn't. The deeper conversation to have is that tanks inherently are a lower skill ceiling hero, however for balancing purposes should have an exchange for mechanical skill for tactics. D.Va is the worst offender for the tank meta, as she currently employs the least tactical precision to stay alive. In other words, the skill to effectiveness ratio is somewhat off. This is why we see tanks doing other roles as jobs in the Ana age. There is obviously, with larger health pools, inherently less risk, and sometimes even within the tank role that interplay is askew. Ryan has to carefully position and maintain his shield properly. Winston, as previously stated, is a bullet sponge with a long cooldown on his bubble. Both of these tanks are punished when played poorly, and the key here is for there to be an economy for choice and timing of abilities to create the state of play, and allow skills to flourish. D.Va in her current form is lacking true punishment from most of the game, with the best answer really being Roadhog, as nothing else can force her into a fight and do nearly enough damage to harm her. The problem is when a good D.Va player and not an average one gets to play her applicability seems almost limitless. Hero success should be based on precise application of their skills, not a result of being insulated by a health pool that restricts punishment opportunities. D.Va feels like she's been tuned for an average player to be able to succeed. Instead of mastery of her skill set like is required with the other tanks, she can tank casually with her face most of the time. Other tanks require active decision making and timing of abilities, whereas 400 armor solves a lot of her problems for her. We should be impressed when a D.Va can survive for a long time, not just take it for granted that she's D.Va and that's just what she does. Some might point to this being entirely dependent on the power of burst healing. This is something with which we agree, but that's a whole other topic for another time. Suffice to say, we don't think that retweaking her armor to health ratio will be enough to remove her from play. Rather, it might move her more in line with a lot of the core interrelationships central to the game. The nerf is acceptable not because D.Va will be worse, she won't. She'll just take careful play. Deciding where to be and when to do what should be a choice with pros and cons. Whereas now, most of the time, between armor and Ana, she's free to do whatever she feels like. The rework to her armor makes positioning and timing decisions matter, just like Ryan's shield management, Winston's careful timing, and Roadhog hitting his hooks. All balancing should work like this, so that is to say, the higher the value that is extractable from a hero, the more skill it should take to use. In this way we do not get heroes who offer too many easy solutions to too many challenges. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like. If you want us to talk about anything specific, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below. Also, please follow the Your Overwatch Twitter. It's where you can find updates about new videos and streams. We also have a Twitch channel where you can see us tilt for your enjoyment for hours at a time. The link is in the description, and be sure to check out our Discord where you can find people to play with at all levels and take advantage of the biggest Overwatch community on Discord. I've been Eddie the Chump, and until next time!